Wow, my eyesight's gotten shit. Like, I literally can't really see myself in the image there. Wow, that's bad. Anyway, guys, what's up? And I'm here to give you a review of the latest One Piece chapter, chapter 870. Wow, we are 30 chapters away from that 900. The way this arc is just speeding along is crazy. Like, I mean, wow, just wow. But yeah, today's chapter I didn't do last. Was it last week's? No, the week before. The week before, the last chapter that came out was impressive to say the least. Seeing the GERMA 66 team up, you know, suit up in their suits, Sailor Moon style, and then using these cans and having their armor just being put on. That was awesome to see. Kind of reminded me of Power Rangers actually, which I think it was the inspiration for. But yeah, other than that, this chapter this week was I guess more of setup than anything else. It was decent, don't get me wrong, but you know, like I said, it's obvious setup for what's to come next. But as a whole, this chapter was impressive in sort of establishing certain relationships with various characters. So yeah, we again where we left off with Big Mom just hammering on Bage's castle walls, man, trying to get in and trying to break him out. As we know that if she destroys the castle, Bage himself is gonna get knocked out or die, etc., because he's getting injured as well, like while trying to protect everyone. And yeah, Luffy is just like, he wants to go and help out. Like the amount of like royal friendship I guess he has for Bage, that he wants to go out and help him before he loses and everyone else gets in trouble. Like, wow, that's it's interesting to see that Luffy is working with someone who's a known killer as well. I don't think Luffy's ever killed anyone, unless if I'm not mistaken, he did actually beat Airlong to death, right, during the East Blue arc. Not too sure about that because we never got any more mentions about him afterwards. So I assume Luffy killed Airlong, so he will kill people if it's like a fight to the death and that. But yeah, it's just funny to see Luffy teaming up with a known hitman and caring about his well-being as well, like wanting to go out and help him out and all his friends and etc. But yeah, you got Chifa or whatever, like putting herself out the castle walls, trying to stop Big Mom, and Big Mom just getting pissed off because she looks like Lola, and you know, just confirming the fact that she's going to kill her just because she's part of the assassination. I mean, it's such a stupid attempt in the first place, but it also makes Big Mom very hypocritical. I mean, this is a woman who wanted to bring all different kinds of people together, and yet she badmouths her own children and hates her own children as well. Like, for someone that was treated like crap growing up, you'd think she'd be a bit more passionate about everyone and people of different races and genders and just being different as a whole. But no, she's not nothing like that. And yeah, like Big Mom is she's just evil. Like, her backstory was tragic, yeah, but her attitude now, it's just like, you deserve to be knocked down stone cold hard, like, definitely. But yeah, this chapter, man, as it goes on, like Beige, like, he's got so much loyalty when it comes from his men. Like the way they just call him father, and him just admitting that, you know, he doesn't care about the Straw Hats, but he cares enough about his own people and his wife and kid that he's willing to, you know, hold out and just get beaten and plummet to death trying to protect these guys. So that's nice to see that he's got this soft side of himself. He really is like this big, caring mafia mob guy, but only if people are really loyal to him, as it were. Really, as all the rest of this chapter, the best moment about this chapter really is between Sanji and Judge. I mean, you get this moment with the GERMA, like, having like teamed up and being with these guys inside the castle walls as well, and Judge just turning to Sanji and asking him why he bothered to save their lives, and Sanji saying that his father wouldn't approve of, you know, wouldn't like it if he didn't, and that. And I guess Judge has this moment where he's thinking, oh, you mean me? Are you talking about me? Oh, no, obviously he's not. Sanji's talking about Zeph. And he really hammers it home, especially this moment where Sanji, I think, is grabbing Judge and making him kneel to the floor so he's like face to face with him. But yeah, he really hammers at home how Zeph is really his dad. Like, he's the one who raised him, told him all these morals, so he really cares about him. We do get flashes to Zeph, like, helping him out, and we get flashes to Judge, who was just a piece of shit to him, and telling him that he's a stain on him, and he should never ever call him father or tell anyone that he's a white smoke. So Sanji pretty much throws those words back into Judge's face, and you have to wonder whether Judge is hurt by this or not, because you have to remember Judge said those words to Sanji, and now Sanji's saying those words to him. So you have to wonder if there's a part in there that sort of hurts him, that Sanji doesn't consider him a father anymore. But Sanji makes it very clear that he's not Sanji Vinesmoke anymore. Sanji Vinesmoke died when he left, and now, you know, this is just Sanji standing here in front of him. Like, he's not his son. He's, you know, he's his own person. And George, like, you know, he's being all cool and chill about this, but I do get the feeling he's a bit upset that. But it's a nice contrast to show how far Sanji's come from all the other children. I mean, you know, just a few chapters ago, his sons was just sitting there willing to be killed, and they were showing no emotion whatsoever. And George was just crying like a little bitch. I mean, to be fair, they did have those armor cans, so they didn't come unprepared. But still, like, if Sanji hadn't come in at the last moment to save them, they would have died right there and there. But yeah, George must have something going on in his head right now, thinking, man, like, I might have really screwed up the way I raised these kids, and now I've got this weakling here who's just shown to be much stronger than all of these guys put together. So, you know, there's something obviously going on there in his mindset, enough that he pretty much tells Sanji that, yeah, he's done with him, and that he's gonna leave East Blue alone as well. And then he decides to turn around and make the sacrifice move, saying that he's going to buy these guys time because Capone comes up with a plan. Again, with a plan, which obviously may or may not go wrong, but, you know, knowing the logic behind planning, when you tell it to us, it usually goes wrong. So the plan is basically to have Capone shrink down into his human castle form and have Caesar in gas form, like, lift him up and just fly away, because they're on that tower thing, innit? So they just have to get down to the bottom. So yeah, that plan, it makes sense, but then you've got all the hellstorm outside raining down on them, and you've got Katakuri, you've got Commander Smoothie, you've got all the other Big Mom children and enemies just standing outside firing at them. So, like, you have to wonder, how the hell are they going to get out of that when all of that is happening? So, you know, Judge and pretty much makes it clear that he's gonna, like, shield them, act as a barrier and hold them off while they get out, along with the other German 66. So those guys end up rushing out and doing what they do best. And even you got the Vice Smoke's sons pretty much saying that they need to do better than the weakling. So yeah, they must feel like crap as well. They must feel like real like crap, because the weakling ended up saving their lives. So obviously there's something going on there. They might not have emotion, but there's definitely some form of jealousy or resentment there. So there is that emotion there. So they must feel something after all. And yeah, they all go out kicking ass. And Raiju immediately gets hit by an attack, and you got Big Mom coming in for the kill, for crying out loud. And our brothers are nowhere to be seen. They don't even care. Like, I think they pretty much say that she's a weakling as well, like, if she's getting attacked like that, so they leave her and they go on doing their own little fights, picking their own opponents. But the way this chapter ends with just Luffy, like, Luffy's been held back by Nami and Chopper. I mean, she pretty much explains that they rescued Sanji, they got the pornograph transcripts, and they rescued Sanji's family. They need to get out. Pretty much their objectives have been met, and they have to meet up with Zoro and Wano, and they can fight there, okay? They cannot fight now. And Luffy wants to fight. He wants to get out there and help these guys. He wants to help his own crew. He wants to help everyone, and he's being held back from them. And, you know, Nami's right. She makes a very great point, and she is correct, 100% correct. They cannot fight now. But Luffy, being Luffy, doesn't stay back. He managed to escape from the grass, obviously, and the chapter pretty much ends with both Sanji and Luffy landing an attack on Big Mom and saving Raiju's life. I mean, you got Luffy in his normal form, but he's got the Gear 4th Kongan arm, and he's just shooting that off, and Sanji at the same time being all flame mode and his legs going in. Like, it's such a badass moment, and both of them are just sort of like mouthing off at each other, saying why they are stepping out and helping out when they should be back in there. So yeah, it's a great moment there, and it's definitely a fun set up for the next chapter next week, and I'm very curious where this is gonna go, like, and I imagine we're gonna get that Luffy versus Big Mom fight, but it's gonna be Luffy and Sanji versus her. And like I keep saying, you know, that fight needs to happen. Luffy needs the experience of battling a Yonko, so this definitely needs to happen, and it's great to see that. And obviously you've got the GERMA 66, obviously they're probably going to be taking on, you know, the commanders. You know, you've got Katakuri there, you've got Commander Smoothie there, so obviously this is going to be a fight with the GERMA versus them. I am getting the weird feeling, however, that Judge is going to end up sacrificing himself, because this moment between him and Sanji, I don't know, I just feel like it reaffirms something in Judge's character, and he might have second thoughts about the way he's treated Sanji, and he may or may not end up sacrificing himself, because if a character has to die, right, it's either going to be, you know, the way things have been set up, it's either going to be Jubei, who's going to suddenly sacrifice himself, and I hope that's not the case, because I want him to join the Straw Hats, or it's going to be Judge who's going to sacrifice himself, in which case he's going to give himself up, and the others are going to escape, and Raiju's probably going to take over for the GERMA 66, and, you know, Sanji's going to be left with, he's probably not even going to be able to say goodbye, but he's going to be left with this moment that at the very end, his real father at least did something passionate and caring for that one last final act before he went. But I feel like that's too cliche as well, so that might not actually happen. At the moment, we can't really argue what's gonna happen. We can't really argue how this whole arc is gonna come to an end. There's still so much to resolve. You know, we still got elements of Big Mom's backstory that might have to be resolved in this arc, or maybe later on. We got Pudding as well, what she's doing. But yeah, for now, it seems the next chapter we're gonna be going on into our fights and brawls. And yeah, it definitely seems like this arc is definitely heading to an end. But yeah, can't wait to see what happens next. Definitely a decent chapter as a whole, and yeah, can't wait for next week. As always, guys, I hope you like my review. Please do like and subscribe, whatever. And as always, yeah, like I said, I did say, didn't I? Wow, I'm confessing, I've not been well for the past few weeks now, guys, so I'm just really delirious at this point. So forgive me. Yeah, guys, I'll see you when I see you. Take care, and bye.